Good morning, everyone. I'm Kevin Gibson, Mayor of Wainfleet, and welcome to this announcement. I would like to begin this announcement by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples, acknowledging the One Bowl and Spoon Treaty. I would like to welcome our guests as well as those watching live via YouTube. And I'll now call upon Vance Badaway, Member of Parliament for Niagara Centre, to deliver remarks.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. It is a pleasure to be here with all colleagues and as well a very important announcement for the Township of Wainfleet for the rehabilitation of Lakeshore Road. As well, Mr. Mayor, I appreciate those we have worked closely with, not only from the federal government, but also the provincial government and township to get this project off the ground. I would also like to thank you, Mr. Mayor, from the township for hosting this event and extending warm greetings to my colleague Chris Biddle as well, and our provincial counterpart, MPP Sam Oosterhoff from Niagara West. As we all know, we are going through some very challenging times together with the COVID pandemic, and the Government of Canada has taken strong measures to see us through this new reality. As we move forward, Ontario communities, like those across Canada, need our help. We are continuing our work to support them and meet your pressing needs, those needs that we recognize on a daily basis. Investments in projects like the one we are announcing today in the township and others that we've announced in the greater Niagara region will improve the sustainability and resiliency of our communities. I can honestly say from my past life as a mayor, as well as now chair of the Standing Committee on Transport, Infrastructure and Communities, I truly recognize, Mr. Mayor, the need for funds. Infrastructure is a great part of your budget. And of course, all the money that we can bring down to you does alleviate the pressure, the financial burden and pressures on the property taxpayer and in some municipalities throughout the region on the water bills with respect to water and wastewater. As well, especially during this time of the pandemic, it's even greater need. So it is a pleasure to work with Sam and the province and you, Mr. Mayor, and your team to ensure that this work can be done and expedited in a manner that you expect within your community, as well as what we expect throughout Niagara and throughout this great nation. So it's my pleasure as well today to introduce a colleague to tell us more. So it's a great pleasure to introduce Mr. Chris Biddle. Chris is the Member of Parliament for St. Catharines, as well as the Parliamentary Secretary, the Minister of Transport. Chris?
Thank you, Vance. Thank you, Mayor Gibson. Thank you for everyone who's joining us. I see Dean Allison's now on the line. Good to see Dean. I know that water drainage and erosion may not seem like an exciting announcement, but whether we think about it or not, residents rely on water drainage infrastructure every single day. In some ways, it couldn't be more important. Our climate is changing and storms are impacting our communities in new ways. They're putting a higher strain on our water systems and are causing more erosion than ever. It's necessary that governments make investments to address these challenges. The federal government's Investing in Canada program is a $180 billion infrastructure fund that provides assistance to local governments so that they don't have to make the investments alone. So far, over 2,700 projects have been approved across Ontario to ensure communities are in a position to make the changes that are required to prepare us for decades to come. With this in mind, I'm pleased to announce the federal government is contributing $255,000 to the Lakeshore Road Rehabilitation Project. This investment will increase capacity of the stormwater management system and reduce roadside erosion and flooding in the area. The project will replace existing catch basins and 2 outlets to municipal drains, as well as install roadside erosion project and drainage curbs. The upgrades will protect private septic system from water infiltration during heavy rainfall. During the pandemic, it's become clear that some things are too big for all of us to tackle alone. We must all work together at all levels of government to have the backs of Canadians now and into the future. Programs like the Investing in Communities Fund not only create jobs and build infrastructure, they alleviate municipalities from carrying that financial responsibility alone. This helps ensure local taxes remain low and our municipal governments can focus on the many other ways they can help build our communities. The first intake of the CIP Green Infrastructure Stream includes $100 million in federal funding and his important partnership with the Government of Ontario. It's wonderful to join all of you virtually in Wainfleet this morning. I look forward to making more announcements through this fund in St. Catharines and the rest of Niagara. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Parliamentary Secretary Chris Biddle, for your remarks. Very much appreciated. We'll now call upon Sam Oosterhoff, MPP for Niagara West, on behalf of the Honourable Laurie Scott, Ontario's Minister of Infrastructure, to deliver remarks on behalf of the Government of Ontario. Sam?
Thank you very much, Mayor Gibson. Your Worship, very good to be here this morning. Nice to see my colleagues from all levels. I know there's been a lot of work into this project. I also want to acknowledge the leadership and hard work of my colleague from Niagara West, Dean Allison, who's been a fierce advocate for our communities at the federal level. And I know that working with some of the government members as well in the region has been very important. So my thanks to MP Badaway and MP Biddle on this announcement. Mayor Gibson, I always like to come down into Wainfleet, and I'm going to have to come see this project once it's underway as well. But I know today we're all gathered virtually, and I'm thrilled to be here today on behalf of my friend and a friend of Niagara, Laurie Scott, Ontario's Minister of Infrastructure. We're announcing the approval of green infrastructure today to improve the lives of residents in Wainfleet and to support those residents. I'm proud to announce that our government is investing over $210,000 towards the rehabilitation of Lakeshore Road's storm water system. The Township of Wainfleet can now increase the capacity of the storm water management system and reduce roadside erosion, while reducing also overland flooding and water infiltration into private septic systems in the area. And I know this is something that I have been hearing about for the last couple of years from residents in the area as well. The overall project involves the replacement of existing catch basins and 2 outlets to the municipal drains, as well as the installation of roadside erosion protection walls and drainage curbs. The additional storm water handling capacity will help to address instances of higher than normal rainfall that may otherwise cause flooding. In addition to the Safe Restart Agreement funding announced yesterday, which also included support for the Township of Wainfleet, I'm pleased to know that the investments announced today will help protect Wainfleet residents and businesses for many years to come. I want you to know that the Government of Ontario is here to support rural communities like Wainfleet. Investments in local projects like this one help create sustainable communities with resilient infrastructure. They not only protect people and their properties from potential flooding, but investing in infrastructure is a key component of Ontario's economic recovery and growth. It's why it's a marquee part of our mandate. Through ISIP, we're investing $30 billion in joint infrastructure funding with the Canadian government for communities across Ontario over the next 10 years. This includes $10.2 billion from the provincial government. We're working on rebuilding the economy and creating healthy and safe communities across Ontario through our federal provincial partnerships, as well as, of course, working with the strong leadership of municipalities such as Wainfleet. I'd like to thank Kevin Gibson, the Mayor of the Township of Wainfleet, for your advocacy, and our federal counterparts for joining us in supporting this priority infrastructure project. I look forward to seeing shovels in the ground and getting it done soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, MPP Oosterhoff, for your remarks. On behalf of the Township of Wainfleet, I would like to thank the Government of Canada and the Province of Ontario for your strategic investment into our township. It's going to serve to improve our road and drainage infrastructure, which we hear about all the time from residents after every major storm. It is an important thing to invest in. It's going to improve our resiliency in systems responding to the ever-increasing impacts of severe climate events that we're seeing more and more. And it is very essential that we support our residents in that area. And these works will play a crucial part in enhancing our drainage network and our lakeshore businesses as well, our roads, our properties in the years ahead. And it also serves as additional stimulus in the local economy, as well as improving municipal infrastructure during these tough COVID times. Hopefully make some more work projects out there for residents to be employed. And so with that, I conclude my remarks. I'm wondering, we are live now, gentlemen. We went live halfway through. I'm wondering if there's any questions that the panel can answer. Okay, any questions? I'm not seeing any. Okay, I would like to thank everyone, and this concludes our announcements today. Thank you very much to everybody for attending. Great announcement, great day for Wainfleet. So thank you very much.
Good to see you all. Thanks, everyone.
Take
See you,
care.
everybody.
Thank you very
Merry
much.
Christmas to you.